Hi, welcome back to Whoops with CPP session 8. In today's session, we will discuss why namespaces are introduced and what is the use of this, and also we'll discuss the syntax of namespace. Okay, let's discuss about this namespace by using one example. Okay, observe this code snippet here. H1.h is an header file. So here I'm using sorry. So here I am using hash if and if header1 dot h hash define header1 underscore h. So means if header1 underscore h is not defined, define it. And in this defining, I am using extend into data void fun. So mainly you can focus here. So I have one global variable into data and another function void fun. Both one variable I have declared here and one function I have declared here. This is the header file. And for this header file, I'm introducing one new file called a library file, that is library1.cpp. In this library1.cpp, I have included iostream header file and also included h1.h. As usual, we are using namespace std. So in this library1.cpp, I am giving the value for data, that is int data equals to the 100, and giving the definition for this fun void fun. So here I have created one local variable int data1 equals to 1000 and one cout statement from library1 cout data. So I'm printing this data variable, data value, global value, and data1 one local variable value, and enter. Okay, so extern int data means here the data is declared here, the variable data is declared here, and definition we are giving in some other place. So that is the reason we have given the definition in int data equals to 100 in library1.cpp. Now in the same way, I have another header file called h2.h where I have the same data members extend into data and void fun. So same, but it is header2.h. Okay, so for this variable int data and void fun, I am giving a definition in another library file called library2.cpp, lib2.cpp. Here I have included iostream, included h2.h file, and using namespace std. So and again for this data, whatever we have declared int data equals to 200, and for function definition, one local variable we have created int data1 equals to 2000 cout from lib2 and cout data1 cout data endl. If we observe this header1 and header2.h, library1 and library2.cpp, so both in both the places, in both the header files, the variable name is same, that is data here, the global variable data, and function name is also same. And if you observe in the library file, I have there is one local variable called data1 here. Here also a local variable called data1, but the values are different. Okay, so generally when we are designing some projects, what will happen is these header files will be developed by somebody and library files will be developed by somebody. And not only a single person, many people will be involved in writing the code for the different library files. Okay, so now currently assume that this header1.h and library1.cpp is developed by one developer, header2.h and library2.cpp is developed by another person. Okay, so at the end we have to use the function fun1 and fun in some of the application file, say main.cpp. So in main.cpp, what we are doing is we are including iostream and we are including h1.h, h2.h, and using namespace std. Now in main function I am calling fun because h1.h, h2.h both I have included. We are calling the function fun and cout data. Now in this case, which function will be called here? The fun, whether it will be called from h1.h or h2.h, or if I say cout data, which one will be printed, whether it will print 100 or 200. Okay, so just let's see how it will work. What is the issue? Whether we will get H1 information means when I say see out data, whether I will get 100 or 200 or whether this program will work or not. Okay. So just observe this program here uh, h1.h. Okay, just opening this one cat h1.h. Okay, so same thing, same header file h header one underscore h has defined header one underscore h extend into data void fun. Okay, so another file here itself we'll see another header file h2.h. Okay, so this is also having the same global data, that is data and function, same information. Okay, so and also we'll see library files lib1.cpp. Okay, we can see here we have hash include iostream, hash include h1.h, using namespace std, int data equals to 100, and function definition we are giving int data 1. There is one local variable also here. Okay, this is a local variable data 1 which is inside the function, and we are giving cout int in lib1, and also we are printing the global variable data and local variable data 1. Okay, same thing. Now I am opening lib2.cpp file. Okay, here also hash include iostream. I have included h2.h using namespace std, and again int data equals to 200. Okay, void fun data 1 equals to 1000 in lib2, then again data 1. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we'll see main, what is there in main.cpp. Okay, so here hash include iostream h1.h h2.h using namespace std int main fun cout data. Okay, though this is the code. So if you observe just both the places, same variable name is there, global data variable, and the same function. Okay, now let us see what will happen if I compile this code. Okay, so first what we will do is we'll generate the uh, .wo files for lib1.cpp and lib2.cpp and main.cpp. We'll see whether we'll get any error here or not. lib1.cpp, lib2.cpp and main.cpp. Okay, now it has to generate. If you observe here, there is no .wo files present. Okay, so with this what will happen is for lib1.cpp, lib1.wo will be generated, lib2.wo will be generated, and main.wo will be generated. Just do ls. You can see the object files of lib1.wo, lib2.wo, main.wo. So the compilation is successful, no problem with respect to compilation. Now what we'll do is, now we will link this. The last step in the compilation process is linking. Okay, g++. Now lib1.wo, lib2.wo, main.wo. Okay, now see here slash user bin ld, multiple definitions of data. Okay, while linking we are getting error for this data fun. But if you have observed, I have used the same data one local variable which is present inside function also. We are not getting any problem with respect to this data one, but we are getting problem with this data and function. So means this data and functions which are present in global will be visible to all the functions. Okay, so now when I say this here, h1.h, h2.h also same data is there, same function is there in h1.h, same function is there in h2.h. Okay, when in the during .wo files generation we have not faced any problem, it went successfully, the compilation went successfully. But when I'm going for the linking session, during linking time we are getting the multiple definition of data and multiple declaration of error. multiple declaration error. Okay, now how to overcome this problem? So the only thing is, instead of data, you have to change the variable name. Some here data one you can give, here data two you can give, or here fun one you can give. In the second file you can give fun two. So assume, since this is a smaller project, and assume only one person or two persons are involved, then at that time we can say, we can tell the persons, you use only these data members, or you use only these function members. But technically speaking, this is not possible. When you think about the complex projects, lot many programmers, maybe hundreds or thousands of programmers will be working on the same project. You cannot restrict everybody to use only specific data members and specific function members. Okay, then how to resolve this? What is the issue? How can we resolve this? For this reason only, so here global data collision is happening. To resolve this only, in object oriented programming language, especially in C++, we have called something called namespaces. Okay, we will see how to use the namespace and how we can avoid this problem without changing the variable's name, how we can solve this problem. Okay. Okay, so for that, so what we have to do is, this header one h is there, right? You use namespace and one name you give. So where we are getting the error? We are getting error with respect to data. Means whichever is globally declared, for that we are getting the error. And we have one function called, inside this function we have a variable called data one. With the data one with local variables, we are not getting any problem. We are getting the problem with the redeclaration error only with the globally declarative reasons. So globally declarative globally declarative reasons may have multiple declaration error or collision may occur. To overcome that, we have to provide some security to the globally declared regions by using something called namespace. Now, so now namespace h1, now it is under the some security, open braces, closing braces, and give we have given the declaration here, extend int data void fun. It is having the protection now. So you cannot directly access this variable. So what you have to do is, whenever I am using this namespaces, you have to specifically say data. If you give int data, means it will say this will be treated as a separate variable. Now what you have to do is, you have to say to the compiler, so I am giving definition for the data, but where it is present inside the namespace h1. This we call it as double colon, we call it as scope resolution. We are saying this data is not belongs to the current scope, but it is belongs to h1 scope. What is that h1? That is a namespace. Now it will be considered the namespace data value. And now we are giving definition for fun, but where is this function present? It is present, it is not declared in this scope, but this is declared inside the namespace h1 scope. Okay, in the same way we are giving h2.h. Okay, h2.h namespace h2 extend int data void fun. Okay, so here namespace h1, namespace h2. Okay, now lib2. So here we are saying data. I'm giving definition for this data, but where is this data present? This is not present in this local. It is not present in this scope, but it is present in h2 scope. h2 scope, that is namespace h2. And also we are giving definition for fun, and it is used h2, and h2 is present. This fun is declared inside the namespace h2. So you have to give h2 scope fun. And here for local variables we don't have any issue, you can give same way, because local variables are limited to this scope only. You can have same local variables name how many you want inside the functions. We don't have any problem. And also here, whenever you are using here data, then it will look for the data which is present in the global scope, but we have to say the data I want which is declared inside the namespace h1. I want that data present in h1 value. So you can use h1 scope data and data1. Here I want to print the value of data which is present in namespace h2, that is h2 scope data. So like this you can use. So wherever you are using the namespace contents, you have to postfix with the scope resolution and h2. We will see in the upcoming sessions, we will see what are the other ways we can use, we can access the namespace contents. Okay. And now coming to application layer. When I'm coming to application layer, that is main.cpp h1.h, h2.h. Now I can say you call the function fun. Okay, but where is this function present? It is present inside the namespace h1. Now it will directly call the function which is present in namespace 1. Now cout h1 scope data. It will print the data value present in h1 namespace, and also I can call the function h2 scope fun. So I can call this. So again cout h2 scope data. So now I am printing data which is present in h2. Now let's implement same thing in the program. We'll see whether we have resolved the problem or not. Okay. So now see cat h1.h. So here you can see if and if we have added namespace h1. Inside this namespace h1, we have given the declaration for extended data and void fun. In h2.h namespace h2 extended data void fun. Okay. So next library1.cpp. Here I am using int h1. So this one int h1 scope data means the data I am giving a definition for this data which is present in namespace h1 scope. Okay, I am giving definition for the function which is present inside namespace h1. So here we are giving definition for the data which is present inside namespace h2. So we are giving a definition for the function fun which is present inside, which is a given declaration inside namespace h2. Okay, and main. So we have included h1.h, h2.h. So I can call h1 scope fun, cout h1 scope data, h2 scope fun, cout h2 scope data. Okay, so like this we can use namespaces. Okay, now let's compile the program. Okay, so now we don't have any .wo files. So first we'll see compilation whether it is successful or not, because previously we got the error in the, while doing linking. Okay, right, now the compilation. Okay, so compilation is successful. .wo files got generated. Now what I will do is I will do linking. Okay, all the .wo files which are generated, so I'm going to link those. Done. Okay, so you can see a.out file is generated. Okay, so I will run that a.out file here. Okay, dot slash a dot out. Okay, you can see in main. Okay, I will run it here slash a dot out. Okay, you can see. So first one, what I'm calling h1 scope fun, means the function which is related to namespace 1 is called, that is this is namespace h1, that is int data 1 equals to 1000 cout in lib1. So in lib1, next cout h1 scope data, h1 scope data, that is 100. Okay, it is printing 100. So next data 1 is 1000. So next what I'm doing, cout h1 scope data, directly I'm calling that data, cout then 100. Okay, so what is there in h1's data, 100. So next cout h2 scope, so here we are calling the function h2 scope fun. So this function is having data 1 equals to 1000. So sorry, oh, so in both the cases I have given 1000, so it is printing 1000. We can change that value in lib2. Okay, h2 scope data, that is 200. So data 1 again it is 1000, it is printing 1000. If required we can change this value from data 1000 to 2000, then we will get 2000 here. Okay, but here what we will do is we'll do one thing. I will modify this value lib2.cpp. So instead of 1000, let's give some different value, some 2000. Okay, Okay, so here what we'll do is I'm just opening this file. So just I will remove this H1. Okay, so what I will do is I will remove H1 here. I will directly call. So now let's see what will happen. Okay, so again, now I'm compiling. Ah, can you see here int main? We are getting error. Okay, so while compiling main, we are getting the error. What it is saying? Fun was not declared. Okay, H1 scope fun, H2 scope fun, data was not declared. Why it is not declared? Why we are getting error? Okay, so for that we'll see again cat h1.h, cat h2.h, okay, cat lib1.cpp, okay, cat main.cpp. So here h1 is included, means whatever is present here, that entire thing is included here. Okay, so next h2 thing also will be included. Okay, correct. But when I say fun, what it will do is, say, as I mentioned, for global data, whatever data declared inside namespace, that is having full security. So now when I say fun, it is looking for the current scope. It is looking for the function which is declared or defined outside the namespaces. Uh, and also it is looking for the data which is present outside the namespace. But if you see here, both h1 for header 1 also, this data is present in h1 and fun is present in h1. Here also data is present inside a namespace h2 and fun is also present inside a namespace h2. So even though these things are included here, when you are accessing namespace contents, you have to follow this method. You have to specifically say to the compiler, when I'm calling this function, you have to get the function, not from the fetch the function definition, not from the current scope, but from where I have to get. When I say scope, so you have to see for the function definition, not from the current scope. You have to check it from h1. And also when I say cout data, it is like you have to fetch the data value not from current scope, but you have to fetch it from h1 scope. Okay, so like this we have to give. Okay, so I will uncomment this one also. Right, now we will compile once again. So now no problem. Okay, now we will link. Okay, here data out got generated. Now execute this, data out. So in lib1, now I have changed the value to 2000. In lib2, 200, 2000. So like this, we can solve the problem. Global data security we can provide. Okay, to provide a security for the global data, to avoid the global data collisions, the namespaces are introduced. Okay, so the namespaces are names given to the globally declarative region. So here you can declare whatever things we are declaring in global scope, all those things you can declare inside a namespace. You can declare a structure, you can declare a variable, you can declare a static variable, you can declare a function. Okay, all those things you can declare here inside the namespace. Okay, so like this we can provide the security to our namespace. But here you have to remember few points. Namespace, for example, assume namespace h1 and here also namespace h1 is there. During that time, if you give like that, again you will encounter the same problem. Okay, so that's the reason when you are giving a namespace, what you have to do is make sure that if you are using the same namespace h1 here and h2 here, h1 here also in the h2.h also, then what you have to do is this variables values has to be different. Okay, that's the reason what generally what we will follow is we have to follow some naming standards when we are giving uh, names for the namespaces. Say here I have given H1. So each company will follow one naming standard. So for example, what we can do is we can give the namespace something like this namespace. Okay, so you can give your employee underscore your employee ID. You can give so just one naming convention I'm saying, and you can give the file name or project name, some XYZ, or you can say some CPP or some your project name underscore that file name, whatever is their file name like this. You can give the namespace name. Okay, so this one thing you have to follow. If you are following at least this coding standard, you can avoid naming conventions. You can avoid this global data redeclaration errors or global data collision errors. Okay, so this is what we have followed. So if we have observed, these namespaces we have used for globally declarative reasons. So what is namespace? So namespaces are names given to the globally declarative regions. So what is the syntax? You have to use namespace keyword and whatever namespace name you are giving, that namespace name, and open braces, closing braces. Inside this, all the global declarations you can give, either it may be function or either it may be structure or either it may be enum or either it may be a variable. All those declarations you can give here inside the namespace. But only thing is when you are including this file, the namespace will also be included, but the contents present inside will be having more secure. You have to follow some specific format or specific way to access the namespace contents. Okay, in upcoming sessions we will see what are the different ways we can access namespace contents in by using which method is preferable. We'll discuss that in the upcoming sessions. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share.